Hello everybody, this is Skip Allen. I love Painter 12 and I'm really liking the real watercolor variants. They're really special. I mean, they're so close to real, it's unbelievable. And one of the things that makes them so wonderful is this little addition of Pause Diffusion. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this quick video. But I want you to notice first that I've got my paper control panel up so that you can see that I'm on French watercolor paper, and these are the settings. Paper really affects real watercolor, so if you want to follow along with what I'm doing, be sure and use the same paper in the same settings. This is the real watercolor control panel. You can find that under Windows, Brush Control Panels, and all the way down to real watercolor. Okay. Now, the brush I'm going to pick is a brush called, it's in the Cool Springs category, and it's called Very Wet 06. This is a custom brush of mine, and if you want to work along with me and use the same brushes, you can get this brush for my blog. It's called Skip Allen Paints, so go to my blog and download Cool Spring. I'm also going to use a brush from Drips and Runs, and so download that as well. All of my brushes are free at my blog, Skip Allen Paints. Okay, so I'm going to pick a nice blue, and I've got this Very Wet 06 brush, and I just begin to paint on the watercolor layer, and I let go and it diffuses. And this particular brush diffuses in a sort of upward manner. It's very light. It has a kind of watery, cloudy look, and it makes very nice skies. Okay, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to go to a little darker color. I didn't like that bright color. Now I'm going to pick Pause Diffusion this time, and I'll do the same thing again. I'm going to just put my brush down and make something like that. Now, the good thing about Pause Diffusion is it stops any diffusion, but it also means that you can change color. So I could come in here and put in a different color if I wanted to, and just put that right into it, and it doesn't matter, you know, because the diffusion has stopped. Not only can I change the color, but I can change the brush. So I can go here to my Cool Spring Texture 3 brush and begin to put it down. Now, this is a brush I use mainly for bushes and trees and things like that. But anyway, it's just to show you that you can put another brush down. Now, the only rule is all of these are still in Pause Diffusion cycle, the same cycle. And the only rule is that I must stay with a real watercolor brush. I can't go to any other kind of brush, and I must stay in the same library. I can go to any one of these 8 categories in this particular library that I'm in and get a real watercolor brush, but I can't go out of that library. Now, this particular brush, the last brush, if you release Pause Diffusion, the last brush, this particular brush, the Texture 3, would be the brush that controls the type of diffusion that happens. So if I release Pause Diffusion, now look, it's going to look very different from what it did before, right? Now I'm going to show you another little trick. If you click Pause Diffusion and hit undo, it will take off the last brush stroke and put down, bring it back to the same cycle of Pause Diffusion. So I'm going to put that brush stroke back in, and now I'm going to switch to another brush called Drips and Runs Runny Fill 02. And I just want to show you a totally different look that you can get. Now, this brush uses Replace, which I'll talk about in another video, but it's like painting with water, because this very light paint that I'm putting down there is where the paper is still wet, so the brush can run all the way down to that. And see, it can just take away some of that color. All right, so now we're going to hit Pause Diffusion and let her run, and look how different this is looking. See, it's running down the page, coming down into this water place that we had. And what do you say? I mean, what we've got here is a quick little landscape. Okay. Anyway, play with Pause Diffusion. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. Bye-bye.